What's up, chess player? If you are here, you're probably wondering whether Chessnut Evo board is really worth buying. Well, you have come to the right place. My name is Evgeny Aliseyev, I'm an international master who takes training and preparation seriously. For the past 6 months, I have incorporated Chessnut Evo into my daily training routine. Today, I'm gonna share my extensive experience and honest review about this board. Let's go! Before we start, I want to briefly mention that Chessnut decided to congratulate our amazing community Journey to Grandmaster with crossing such a significant milestone, 10,000 subscribers. Watch this video till the end to find out how you can win a Chessnut board completely for free. So roughly 6 months ago, I have got this board and I have made a video with my first impressions, unboxing, and how it feels to play the first game on this board. If it's something you are interested in, definitely take a look at that video, it's gonna appear somewhere here. Today, I rather want to share with you my feelings, my experience, how it really feels to use this board on a daily basis, and whether it's really worth for you to invest your money in such a device. When I first got it, I was like, okay, it has a screen. Why on earth a chessboard needs a screen? What do you use it for? But now I understand that, well, I cannot really train chess without this board because it's so convenient. It doesn't matter what you want to do with it. First of all, of course, you can use it to play online. And this experience alone is such an amazing thing. I mean, I have been a chess professional for so many years. I played chess for 20 years in total, and I have never had such an experience. You literally play online with a guy from the other side of the world, or even a girl, who knows, and you really play on real chess. I mean, as simple as that, that feels amazing. And I like it so much. Of course, you cannot really use this board for bullet games at all, like, don't do it, never do it. And even for blitz games, you get quite a significant disadvantage because as long as you have to make a move for your opponent, and that's the only real disadvantage you get, that's just too much. If you only have 3 minutes on your time, yes, you can still try to play, and if you're playing much faster than your opponent, you might be able to win, but chances are you're going to lose pretty much every single game on time. This is not a fun experience at all, and also you're going to lose a lot of rating points. But if you play rapid chess, this is a perfect board to do that. For example, for me, it's very important because online chess, I just suck at it. I mean, let's be honest, yes, I win a lot of games here and there, and sometimes I beat really cool guys like Linear Dominguez. The video would be somewhere here, number 13 in the entire world, and somehow I beat him. That was my biggest win in my entire chess career, and that was online. But normally I play offline with the real pieces much better. And this is exactly what I recommend you if you take your chess seriously, not to focus too much on the online chess, because it shifts your perspective, and the experience is really different. The recent match between Vladimir Kramnik and Josh Pam has proved that you can really have a kind of a completely different level between the online games and offline games, and that's exactly the case for me, but vice versa. I prefer to play offline chess, I play it better. So if you're that type of person, this board is a very nice device for you to really train, to have this tournament-like experience when you are training, but at the same time play against real human beings. By the way, if you prefer to play against computer, Chessnut Evo has something for you because, well, it has its own Maya artificial intelligence or engine or whatever you call it with 9 rounds. I normally never use it. Why? Because the strongest one has like 1900, which is too low for me. So yeah, I just don't have any use cases for that. But if you're going, like, if you want to, let's say you're 1400 rated player currently, and you want to step-by-step improve your chess, that would be a cool thing to like go level by level and try to improve. I normally always advised against playing against chessbots. I was like, why on earth would you need to play against a computer, against a bot, when you can play against real human beings and get this real experience? But now my perspective has shifted a little bit. Why? Because for me, it's important, like, for example, I want to play a new opening. It's important to train those positions to get such a feeling how you play it. But if you play it online, then everybody else is going to look at it. And you are like going to a tournament, planning to play a new opening and completely surprise everybody, but they already see it, they already know what you're gonna do, and then the surprise is gone. But here I have an opportunity to choose Stockfish and then choose the rating I want. I prefer to play against 26, 2700 rated Stockfish, And that is a very strong opponent. I can also not really start from the starting position, but choose a specific one from a certain opponent that I want to try. And then I get this experience of playing against a very strong player completely for free to have this skill of playing a certain type of positions, so that when I get it in the tournament, I'm fully prepared for it. So this is really nice, and this is my use case number one. But you might say, well, but you can do that with every smart chessboard. Why on earth do you need exactly Chessnut Evo? Well, for me, it's all about this easiness to train chess. Because when I was a kid, I was grabbing some book, let's say Garry Kasparov, my great predecessors, and then I was opening it up, and it has like one main variation and then 25 different sidelines, which are like 40 moves long, and you need to go all over the place trying to understand it, like making this variation possible, and then you're going deep inside into it, and then you completely forgot what was the starting position. And so you need to either start from the very beginning, which is so annoying, or just go in for the main line and then use your mind to try to understand what's happening in the sidelines. But it is so difficult. And yes, when I was a kid, I was like not working hard enough. A lot of people told me, yes, I have chess talent, but if I'm not gonna work hard enough, I'm not gonna achieve anything. And that's absolutely true. But with books like that, I was like, no, sorry, but I cannot do it. I am too lazy for it. And if I have had such a board when I was a kid, where I can just open up this book on the screen here, so that I have the real pieces for the main line, I can just move it on the board, whatever I need, and then I have the book here with all of the variations. Let me show you some variations here, and I have a second board for the sidelines. So yes, I have the main line here, but then the author says, okay, now we're gonna need to dive deep into this crazy 20 moves variation, which is very important for your chess improvement. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do it here because I'm gonna forget my initial position. I'm gonna do it here, have a perfect board, and even I can just click on the moves if I have a book in a specific format, which is nowadays not that difficult to get. And then I just can go on. And even more, I can just switch the engine if I need to check my variations in just 1 second. Yes, it's not like very deep into the lines because this board, this processor is not that crazy in terms of its power, but it's completely enough to check some sharp positions, your variations, whether it makes sense or not. So Chessnut Evo made my training process so much easier, and especially starting it. Because let's be honest, starting the exercise is the toughest part when you need to convince yourself, okay, let me do something useful, let me train some chess. Because once you start, it's much simpler to go on. And this board, like, I don't need anything else. I just come to it, I open my book, I adjust the pieces, make certain position that I need, and I'm just ready to go. Like, I don't need to do anything else. The beginning is simple, the process is simple, and so the chance that I'm gonna actually do something very useful every day increases significantly. I'm quite certain that if I would have had such a board when I was a kid, I would have achieved much more in chess. But unfortunately, such a board didn't exist, and well, I'm still lazy nowadays, but I have a chance thanks to this amazing Chessnut Evo board. Board and pieces design. Well, I know a lot of people are saying, well, it's just plastic pieces, the board is so expensive, like, come on. I don't know. For me, the material doesn't matter that much. I understand it's not like higher quality, it's not so expensive, but I don't care how much it costs. All I care is how it feels to actually play it, to use it in my training, and I actually like it a lot. The colors are great. I like this huge contrast between the pieces, because sometimes you get some weird, I don't know, blue chess pieces I had recently in the tournament, like in the training room. Why on earth do you need blue chess piece? I never get it. There are so weird variations nowadays. But here you have a huge contrast, a clear white, clear black, and it's half a year now, but the pieces look just as good as back at the time, and I really enjoy it a lot. I can say the same one for the board. Now, it's not a full tournament size, that's for sure. It's definitely smaller than that, but I don't really have any problems with that either. I'm like analyzing, I'm playing the games, and I totally am comfortable with the size of the board and the pieces. If, however, it's really important for you and you want to get that full tournament size, then you should look at Chessnut Pro, because the cost is relatively close, but there you get a full tournament experience, let's say. For me, I really enjoy the screen being here, and it's much more useful than having this big chessboard. So yeah, if you are a type of a person who says like plastic pieces, full, it's not for me, it's just not something I can tolerate, then just take a look at something else. For example, the above mentioned Chessnut Pro, that might be the choice. If you're like me, you don't care at all about the material of the pieces, or I don't know, some other superficial stuff, at least for me, then you're good to go, because the pieces looks great and you have a great feeling when you're using it. This is what's important for me. Initial setup. When you try such a smart board for the first time in your life, you are feeling a bit lost, like, oh my god, what should I do? How do I make this chessboard smart? Because yes, I know how the pieces are moving, but how to make it possible that I move here and the move appears in the internet in my game against some guy from Colombia? Well, that stuff. Chessnut helps you to overcome this first-time resistance thanks to the either electronic or paper form instructions that come together with the board, so you can connect it to your devices. But like I said, in case of Chessnut, it's simpler in Chessnut Evo because you don't need to connect it to anything. I guess I haven't really connected it I mean, it's possible also to connect it via Bluetooth to your phone or your laptop, but frankly, you just don't need it. You just switch it on and you can do whatever you want with the board. You can play online just right from here, go into Lichess on chess.com. You can download any applications you want. For example, I just go to the browser because I have my books here. Or you can play against bot here, so you absolutely don't need any other devices to be able to use the board. What I really like and what I use quite a lot is the opportunity to just go to Lichess, to go to my studies, and then go through all of the games or opening analysis that I have just here. Once again, I don't need to connect my laptop for that, which makes the process much easier. I have the opening database here, so literally everything I need. And also the screen is really of a big size, so I can clearly see everything. I can have a lot of stuff here, like you have seen in the example with the chess book. Like, I have both the second board, which is of quite a normal size, so that I clearly see what's going on, as well as the text, the variations, and I can go through it. I can go through the games here. So I have absolutely everything I might need inside of this Chessnut Evo chessboard. You need quite a little bit of time to get used to it, to how things work and how you can use the board optimally, but once this starting period is gone, like a week or two, then you can take the full advantage of the board. The next point is performance and accuracy, and I can say I have played quite a lot of games, both against the chess engine and against the real human beings on chess.com or Lichess. I haven't experienced any real difficulties in terms of moves transmissions. I can clearly recognize the moves because unlike any other Chessnut board, this one has 4 indicators, like around the square you can see where your opponent moved the piece, so there can be no confusion. With the Chessnut Air or Chessnut Pro, you have just one dot there in a corner of the square, and there sometimes you might get a little bit of difficulties understanding what the move your opponent is making when you don't have any time, for example, and you need to do it very fast. But here it's so clear, you have such a nice lightning going on, you can choose the color, by the way, and yeah, you don't have any difficulties with that at all. Also, it works very fast, like I cannot notice any lag going there. It's literally like you make a move online when you use your mouse. Basically the same speed you experience here with the real pieces, although of course just from the mechanics of the process, making a move with the hand is normally slower than making a move with the mouse. You need to take it into account when you play real online blitz or rapid chess games. In terms of using the engine on the board, of course, you cannot hope for deep analysis here because it's not that powerful, but like I said, if you really want just to check briefly your variations, your calculations, then it's perfect for its purpose and it's doing the job. Features and functionality. Well, Chessnut Evo has absolutely everything you can imagine you might need from a chessboard. I can play here with my friends, just going for the startup mode when I have here some time. Don't have 0, but choose, let's say, 10 minutes plus 10 seconds over here. Confirm it, and then we have here the moves, and it's also working automatically, so I don't need to press it like with a normal chess clock. So absolutely amazing. You have such a cool experience when you play with the friends, and it's also big. Everybody can see it. If you have the viewers coming like your friends, then once again, everybody can enjoy the game, and you don't need anything else. You don't need a real clock standing here. I have already extensively talked about the training with this board, so I mainly use it to study some books. I mean, it's just a perfect combination of a board, a book, a secondary screen, for me, very, very important for those sidelines, and also this smart version of the book, when you cannot just read it, but also click through the moves so you can quickly get the certain position on the board. Finally, this third main function I use it for is to play either with a computer or online. In both cases, it has absolutely everything you need to do that. Just make sure that you don't play the bullet and blitz games, because you're going to get a significant disadvantage. But for rapid, and who knows, maybe even classical chess, this board works perfectly. What's also great, and this is like one of the killer features of the smart chess board comparing to a normal chess board for me. Every time when I play a game or when I analyze a game on a real board, I can just save all of the analysis I have just made into the PGN format. Then I can later on open it on my laptop or everywhere I can, and then I can briefly go through it, understand my mistakes, what I did correct, what I did wrong, go through it, like open an analysis, what kind of ideas I understood and I didn't. I mean, this is so useful, because on a real chessboard, I have to, like, every single move I make, transfer it to the computer and make the moves there, and that of course requires a lot of time. So I really enjoy that feature, and like I said, I use Lichess mainly for that. By the way, I love Lichess. It's open source, it's completely free, and you can use it for so many different things. And then you have the same Lichess profile from here, from the board, and from your laptop, so that you're doing your analysis here, and then immediately it appears there, and then you can check it later for a deeper analysis with the engine, for example. This is just very, very nice setup. Battery life and maintenance. That's of course one of the biggest disadvantages of this board comparing to any other Chessnut board, or maybe even in any other smart chess board, because as you have this huge screen, you need to charge it more often than the normal board that doesn't have any screen. But I was actually pleasantly surprised that I don't need to do it like every day. I don't even notice it that much. Like for me, it's never a problem at all, because you don't expect to take such a board every time with you when you go out, and at home you always get an opportunity to charge it. So it doesn't play such a huge role. But anyway, I don't need to do it that much. If you have seen me making videos with this board, like almost never I have used the charger, because it's just perfectly fine for a full day of playing, of recording, of whatever you want to do with the board. You don't need to charge it. As for the maintenance, I'm really happy to see that 6 months later, this board actually looks pretty much just as new, and all I need to do is just to like make sure it's not that dirty in terms of the screen, because it looks very nice. By the way, it has this cover that you can insert. It is inside of the packaging when you buy the board, but I never used it, because first of all, I knew I'm not gonna do it correctly, like placing it on the screen, and secondly, like the experience of using the actual screen is always better for me, so I prefer just not to use it. If you do want to preserve the board as new though, you have this option, just making the screen protector, and then you're good to go. Alright, I have talked enough about the advantages of this board, how nice and easy to use it is, and it actually is. I love to use it so much, but you're wondering probably, does it really have disadvantages? And I would say the first one and the biggest one is pretty easy to identify: the price. Right now, if you use the promo code journeytograndmaster, and I absolutely recommend you do it if you decide to buy the board because it allows you to save a lot of money, it costs you $5.55, which is still quite a high price, let's be honest, especially for a chess player. So my opinion is, if somehow it makes you uncomfortable to spend such amount of money for a chessboard, then don't do it. Because once you buy it, every time you're gonna look at it, you're gonna be like, oh my god, it's just a chessboard, I have spent so much money on it, that wasn't a good decision. I don't want you to have such a feeling. So only do it knowing that, okay, that's your investment into having some fun as a chess player and into your training to make it easier. And if you can afford it, then I'm pretty much sure that you are never gonna regret it, because, like I said, it has absolutely everything you need and it's very convenient to use. On the other hand, every time I have some of my friends coming to visit me who are absolutely not chess players, and I ask them, what would you say how much such a thing could cost? They always tell me it's like above 1,000, sometimes 2,000, sometimes 1, but I'm like so surprised. Oh my god, it actually is not that expensive as you think, and maybe I'm thinking wrong about it, because for a chess player we are thinking like 500, that's so much, but actually, yes, it's a world of smart devices. It costs more than normal ones, but it also has more features, so that's the price you pay for it. I have already mentioned the size that might be a problem for someone, that it's not a full tournament size. Like, I would say it's convenient to play, it's convenient to train, but it's just not full tournament size. If that's a priority for you, then it's not the right choice. And also, the pieces are made of plastic. If that's important, if high quality of the pieces is something like the boards that cost $500 must have, then of course it's once again not your choice. And last but not least, like everything smart, it's a technology. Technology can always has some difficulties, some bugs, some things that don't work, and I can't really remember that much of the difficulties I had with this board particularly. For me, it was more with Chessnut Pro, but by the way, Chessnut is always happy to help you if you have any difficulties, like you can just contact the customer support. And yes, of course, maybe you might say that I am the content creator, so they have more willingness to help me. But first, I have contacted so many different chess companies, and I have never experienced such a support like from Chessnut. And second, feel free to try it yourself, and you're gonna be amazed by how responsive they are. So back to the topic, yes, I have had some technical issues with the Chessnut Pro board, but once we fixed it together with the support team, then everything worked well. But here, I don't remember actually having any to begin with. One of the subscribers at Journey to Grandmaster mentioned one potential challenge with the board. It's based on the Android operation system, and they always get a new version of it. And this board, of course, is not able to update that much, so that might be a challenge in the future. But as long as, I mean, you don't need that much of a power, that much of new Android functions, and they have their own system based on the Android here, Chessnut, and they update it frequently. I mean, so far I haven't experienced any difficulties, and I really hope that will be the case for at least a few years to come. It's time for a conclusion, and if you skipped to it just to know my final thought, here it is. If you want a modern all-in-one board that allows you to do absolutely everything you might imagine doing with chess, and you don't care about money, Chessnut Evo is definitely your choice. If, however, you feel that $555, by the way, you get this price by using the Journey to Grandmaster coupon code, is too much for you to pay for a chessboard, then please don't do it. Because chances are you're going to be disappointed anyway. You're going to look at the board and think, oh my god, why have I spent so much money? It's just a chessboard. But once you're going to be ready to invest into it, then you're going to truly enjoy its benefits. By the way, if that's the case and this board is currently too expensive for you, I have very good news. Actually, two pieces of very good news for you. First of all, Chessnut has currently a big promotion for their most affordable Chessnut Air board. I have made a video about it if you are curious. It has pretty much all of the advantages of a smart board, but it doesn't have a screen, with all of these advantages and disadvantages coming with it. It's more portable, so that you can take it with you, its battery life is much longer, and of course, it's much cheaper, especially if you use the special promo code Journey to Grandmaster. And secondly, you can get this board on this channel completely for free. All you need to do to participate is hit the like button on this video and write in the comments what is #1 thing you like about Journey to Grandmaster as we crossed this milestone of 10k subscribers. I started this entire journey to be useful to you, to inspire you, and to show on my example that if you truly believe in it and you work hard, then everything is possible. I wish you good luck. Here is the review of the Chessnut Air, more affordable option for Chessnut, but still a smart board that you can use to play online and to train your chess.